on the year. Winds and fires. Breaking ball misses outside. Count goes even at 1-1. McMonagle Locks Water Services. Call Doc Pure Water for your whole house water needs. 324-PURE. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Count goes to 2-1 on Nelson. Nobody on, 2 outs, top of the first inning. Merrillville led off with a base hit by Sam Berkman, but Chris Mannering quickly erased him when he tried to steal. And then Ryan Fassel grounded out to Schellinger. Fastball misses inside. Count goes to 3-1. That one kind of moved inside.
Yeah, it did. Backed in on the hitter, right-handed hitter. I was talking to the umpire, Bill Becker, before the ball game. He was out back getting his gear on, and we were just talking about, had Merrillville gotten beat by Crown Point, this would have been one heck of a game, wouldn't it? It's got a great crowd right now, but boy, for the conference championship or a tie for it, that would have been a whale of a game. It still has a great impact. This is something Slicers like to beat the conference champion.
3-2 pitch, swung on and missed.
See that? I see that. Yeah.
Well, back at Schreiber Field, I was checking Dave out, see if you do the Wendy's trivia answer.
I was going to say that.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we'll give it to you here in the middle of the 4th inning. For Merrillville, defensively, it's Ryan Fassel in left, Matt Aubin in center, Quentin Allen out in right. Craig Demery at third baseman, Eric Zetas at short, Jeff Nelson at second, Sam Berkman at first. Doing the pitching will be Greg Mish, and catching, Josh Francis. And Dave, you mentioned that Mish hadn't done an awful lot of pitching this year.
Nope, he's pitched 27 innings, has a earned run average of 3.07, has 4 wins, and we'll just take a look real quick here and see what he's done as far as strikeouts concerned. Let's see, he has his 12 strikeouts and he's given up 9 walks, so he's really not probably a power pitcher. 12 strikeouts in 27 innings. But he's got 4 victories. Of course, we don't know who those are against. I'm sure Zetas is thrown mainly against the major teams in the conference, I'm sure.
So Robbie Schellinger steps in for the Slicers. Shortstop leadoff man, a right-handed hitter. Comes in hitting .393 on the season. What's he up to walk-wise?
Robbie? Yeah, he's got 30 walks.
32 strikeouts, man.
Zetas has not been beaten this year.
I think
8-0, yeah.
Breaking ball up over the top by Mish. Nice pitch for strike 1 to Schellinger. I know they just lost 1 game in the year. They got their season record on there?
Marv said they've lost 2. Lost 16-3.
1 strike pitch to Schellinger down low. Count goes to 1-1.
16-3. They must have to play a lot of games this next week, or they got a lot of wipeouts that they're not going to make up.
Septuple doubleheader on Saturday. So 1-1 pitch to Schellinger. Winds and fires. There's a ground ball right side. Nelson moves over, picks it up, flips it over to Berkman at first, and Schellinger goes down 4-3. Oh, even when we went over there, I think we got rained out the game we were supposed to play. Then we came in the next night, and there wasn't a JV game because they couldn't find umpires.
Oh, that's right. It was unbelievable. And they play right there, don't they?
Yeah, right
in the right field. Yeah.
And then their JV team stood up in the stands and yapped the whole game.
And I heard they were very rude, very bad. Yeah. I mean, not. You can yell and have fun at a ball game, but you don't be rude to the adult patrons, the Slicer fans.
Hard ground ball by Butisti that the third baseman Demery gets a glove on, and he knocks it right behind the shortstop Zetas. So I think you got to give him a base hit on that as Demery was going down to make a dive. I think Zetas might have gotten it in the hole, but it would have taken an awfully good throw to get him over there.
That third baseman really doesn't know if the shortstop's going to get to it, but whenever a third baseman has to dive for a ball to that side of the infield, great if you dive to the line, but that side, a lot of times that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to go off your glove, and the shortstop's going to be out of position, never be able to field the ball.
So Ian Riley steps in. Ian playing third base today with Butisti down on first. See if we get Ian going offensively here.
Ian hitting .329 on the year.
There's a hard ground ball left side, picked up by the third baseman Demery, goes to second baseman Nelson for 1, and taken out hard by Butisti as they'll just get the force out. And that was a good double play ball. Butisty got down there quickly and made a nice slide to break things up.
Yeah, third baseman took a long time getting that out of his glove, and second baseman really didn't have a chance because when he gets the ball, he's starting to make his pivot. The runner's right there, and Steve slid in hard and took the second baseman right out of the play.
That's smart to eat that ball if you're the second baseman, too. So a lot of times you fire that thing off the fence. So Brian Wilkinson steps in.
Oh, Wilkie's having a year, isn't he?
Oh, man.
Hitting .455, 37 RBIs, 10 doubles, 4 home runs, walked 12 times, been on base a lot. We don't have slugging percentage for our slicers, but boy, it would have to be pretty daggone high.
Takes a strike on the inside corner from Mish. Mish fires it over to first base to drive Riley on back. He had not really much of a threat to go. Kind of nice to have that hole left open for Wilkinson on the right side, even though that's not where he goes primarily.
But still, it's there for him.
The wide and a pitch. Inside pitch gets away from the catcher, or did that nip the bat?
It must have, yeah.
Nipped the bottom of the bat. For a strike, the count goes to 0-2.
We're both wondering why isn't the catcher running there?
Why did the catcher run it? Riley's going. So 0-2 pitch now. They've thrown 2 pitches on the inside corner to Wilkinson. Either they're just guessing or got a good report on him, because that's where I try to pitch him.
Yeah, I'd keep it inside, make him pull the ball, because his bread and butter has been the left center this year.
0-2 pitch. There's a pitch out. Count goes to 1-2.
See, that's the lost start in baseball. I like to see that.
That's not a scouting report. Riley doesn't go much.
No, but again, it's not all that bad as far as baseball's concerned.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Wilkinson. Riley with his lead, 2 outs. Bottom of the first, inside breaking ball just missed. No, it doesn't just miss Wilkinson, just nips him. Well, our eyes aren't good. We didn't see the foul ball or the ball hit him, but it just must have just ticked him.
Come on, Brad.
Swedelson, Wilkinson down to first, Riley down to second. Bring up Jeff Detman, the DH. The wind must have been blowing his sleeve just right to get it poofed out there to get in.
Wilkie didn't like that either. He wants to hit. He threw the bat down disgustedly. Of course, the ball couldn't have ever hurt him, but he wants to hit.
Now, that's a hitter. You know, guys like you and me, you can get hit, get down to first base, just be happy to be down there. So Jeff Detman steps in. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. As the Slicers try to get something going, and that pitch gets away from the catcher, Francis. And moving on over to third base will be Riley. And out to second goes Wilkinson. That's got to be a wild pitch. That was about 2 feet outside and in the dirt.
Yeah, Francis didn't have a chance.
Come on, you guys got 2 outs. Let's go.
He's got an 80-mile-an-hour fastball. He tried to throw his 87-mile-an-hour fastball and overthrew it.
Yeah, when you do that, muscle the ball, overthrow, you just, nothing happens really for you other than bad things, and that was one of the things that does happen.
The Slicers took advantage of all the breaks the other night against Chesterton, winning 5-2 with just 2 hits and 5 runs. Took advantage of some errors and some walls. Let's see if they can do it here.
They really did kind of self-destructed, didn't they?
There's a real slow roller out to short, picked up by Zetas, fires it across the infield, and just gets Detman. So that's going to end the Slicers here in the bottom of the first inning for Laporte. No runs, 1 hit, no Merrillville errors, and 2 men left. Our score after 1, Laporte nothing, Merrillville nothing. A man steps in. Not really your classic looking cleanup man, kind of a thin guy. So Matt Aubin, the center fielder, steps in to face Steve Butisty. Butisty winds and fires. Breaking ball goes back behind Aubin for ball 1.
Yeah, Aubin was 0 for 2 against us over there. No, he had a double.
Yeah, he had a double.
Left field double, and then he walked, scored a run, stole a base. But on the year, he's hitting .311, Chip.
Wide in a pitch. Breaking ball called strike. Count goes to 1-1. Didn't realize that looking at Merrillville was down in the state championship game a couple years ago.
Yeah, they were.
6 Jasper got him.
Well, just think Merrillville there, and then you had Merrillville Andrean that beat us in the semi-state last year.
Breaking ball at his knees. Count goes to 1-2.
It's a hotbed for baseball.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Aubin. Butisty winds and fires. Another breaking ball. Bouncer picked up by Ian Riley. Fires it high across to Wilkinson, who brings it down. And Aubin's out 5-3 for the first out here in the second inning, and will bring up Eric Zetas, the shortstop. Hey, Slicer seniors, have you ordered your invitations and party goods for your graduation party yet? Celebrations to Go has them, plus the all-new Slicer sunglasses, great for Slicer baseball games. Call Celebrations to Go today at 324-7591.
Yeah.
So Eric Zetas, the shortstop, checks in.
Got a different number. They gave us number 4, or number 20, and he's number 4.
Can he call a technical foul like he did in basketball?
We're going to jump over.
So Zetas steps in, the number 5 hitter in the order. He plays shortstop. He's the number 1 pitcher for the Pirates.
And he didn't play against us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did. You didn't know how to spell it.
Oh, I knew how to spell. I spell it the way you say it. What is it, Xidis?
Yeah. Scored a couple runs, had a couple base hits. Boy, I tell you, he made a fine play on Detman, didn't he? That ball, I thought for sure, I don't care how slow Steve is, but he still, Jeff got down the line. He made a fantastic play on that ball.
He pops it up right side. Ribicki shades his eyes, back short right field, makes the catch. So Zetas pops up to Ribicki for the second out here in the second. It'll bring up David Everett, the DH. Everett's the guy who started pitching for them over there at Merrillville last time we played him, and got touched up pretty good as the first 4 slicers that came to the plate scored. Look at that, we did that 4-0 and died out.
Right, air 3, and then a base on ball, then Riley bonked the home run, and then you get a
Couple of hits.
Yeah.
So Everett takes a breaking ball in the outside corner for strike 1, as it looks like Butisti's got his good stuff today. He's just so fluid out there. It doesn't really look like he's working very hard. He's just so smooth. 1 strike pitch. There's a fastball down low. Count goes to 1-1. The all-new Sowers Buick Pontiac Cadillac GMC. Best service, best selection, best price. Hands down. 1 ball, 1 strike to David Everett, the DH. He's hitting for Craig Demery, the third baseman. There's a strike called on the outside corner, so the count goes to 1-2. Butisti with 1 strikeout on the day, got Jeff Nelson back in the first inning.
I think this is one umpire that we're going to hear the balls and strikes yelled out. Yeah, you can't normally hear any of them.
1-2 pitch, hit out toward left center field. That's trouble. That's going to drop, and that's going to get by the outfielder. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. As Everett's going to cruise into second base, he's going to round it. He's thinking about going to 3. They've got the cutoff man. Throw to Riley. Throws in time, and they get him. So David Everett doubles to left center field. The fence hits Schellinger. Schellinger, nice throw to third, and they had him by 3-4 steps.
Perfect baseball and defense for the Slicers. That's why, they're fielding 973. Not very smart on the runner because he saw everything happen in front of him and still chose to run into an out at third base.
So Tom Ribicki will lead things off in the second for the Slicers. He'll swing at the first pitch and foul into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. As Ribicki, the second baseman, number 6 hitter in the order, steps up.
Yep, and he's having a good year, Chip. Hitting 365, 20 hits, scored 14 runs.
Breaking ball up high, count goes to 1-1.
Started out just being the replacement for Ian Riley at third base when Ian pitched, and then moved over to second base when Ian came back later on in the year when Ian would play third, and done a good job in that middle part of the infield.
Breaking ball up high. He's got to be hitting well over 400 the last 10, 12 games. Oh, he was down there under the Mendoza line.
He really was, right. He, and he's just making good contact. He struck out 11 times, but I think most of those were earlier in the year.
Swings and misses at an off-speed pitch. Count goes to 2-2 on Ribicki. Supposed to say something in Spanish to him. He's my daughter's Spanish partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know many.
I don't know anything to say to him. 2-2. There's a slap to the right side. Off first baseman Berkman. Shin chased it down, flips it over to the pitcher Mish, and just gets Ribicki. That's got to hurt because Berkman took that right off the right shin.
Yeah, he didn't look that into the glove, did he? He pulled his head up, but kept the ball in front. And I tell you, the pitcher got over there, made an interesting but nice play.
That's a couple of nice plays for him. He talked about Zetas making that charge and got Detman. Now Ribicki, both those just kind of bang plays at first, but both of them the right calls, I think.
Yep, Tom hit that ball hard.
Chris Mannering steps in, doing the catching today.
Chris, is starting to hit the ball well. The more times at bat he sees, the better he's at the plate. He's hitting 263 now.
What is he, 5 for 19?
5 for 19.
I'm almost sure he's 1 for 11 going into that Clay game. He'd hit the ball pretty hard, so he's finally getting some hits.
I didn't see anything happen, did you?
A couple of geese, I think, dive-bombed somebody.
Oh.
So To the line in the pitch, Mannering gets underneath it. It's a high pop-up out towards short left field. The left fielder, Fassel, calls it. He's going to take it. So Mannering goes down for the second out here in the second inning. Boating season is here, so you better get over to Huber's Marine today and see the new and beautiful Play Buoy pontoons in stock. If you're a fisherman, check out the Lund fishing boats in the Rinker Runabout or Cuddy Cabin. Only at Huber's Marine, 1207 Pine Lake Road in Laporte. So Brad Mumma steps in with 2 outs and nobody on. It's like Brad's opened his stance up a little bit. Get that right foot back some.
Yeah, I'm sure, he's willing to try anything that the coaches offer, and maybe that's something that they suggested or something he's trying. But on the year, he's hitting 236, or no, 231.
Takes strike one, gets ready for the second pitch from Greg Misch. Boom out in front of an off-speed pitch. Count gets down to the order 0-2. That's just how it's been all year. You just can't stay back on that breaking ball.
Yeah, he's just getting out in front of everything. He's committing himself and swing with a lot of arm. Long swing. Slow back.
Pitch. Once again, another breaking ball. Got him here's in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Our score after 2. Laporte nothing. Merrillville nothing. Concessions and feed us.
Not a Burger King, though.
No. So Greg Misch, the pitcher, steps in. Merrillville with a couple of hits, but both runners have run themselves out on the bases. As Misch takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. They got a leadoff single in the first by Sam Berkman. He got thrown out by Chris Mannering, and then a 2-out double by David Everett, but he got nailed at third. He tried to turn into a 2-out triple. Fastball misses inside. Count goes to 2-0 on Misch. So it looks like a perfect game for Butisti. 6 up, 6 down. Just kind of a roundabout way of doing it.
Misch is hitting 306 on the year, and I don't believe he played against us when we faced him over there in any capacity.
No. Fastball up high. Count goes to 3-0. You're worried that I spelled it funny, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm looking for your sophonics.
3 balls and no strikes to Misch, the leadoff hitter here in the third inning. No score, Laporte and Merrillville. Fastball misses down low, squirts away from Mannering. Misch will be down on first with the first base on balls of the ball game. So the first walk for Butisti to go along with 1 strikeout, and the leadoff runner on for the second time in 3 innings for Merrillville. It'll bring up Quentin Allen, the right fielder.
He was 0 for 4, struck out over at their place.
I remember he went to, I think that was Fritzen's first game over there. I think he worked him out pretty hard. Lots of ground balls down the
Yeah, that's the one that was 5-3 3 times, yeah.
So Misch with a real short lead over at first base. Quentin Allen at the plate, right-handed hitter. Squares to bunt. Gets it down right in front of the plate. Mannering's going to let it go. Picks it up as it jumps. It's foul. Boy, that wasn't very foul. Man, oh man.
Chris didn't know what to do. He almost get down to the ground and start blowing that baby,
It didn't get very far. Didn't get out of the dirt. Barely got out of the left-handed batter's box, but it was fair. I think Chris had that sick feeling for it.
Oh, I know it. And really it didn't have that spin on it. A lot of times it has that spin and it's going to come back, and it did, and it kind of died there. And
he showed those quick hands. Nothing went foul. He got it quick.
Yeah.
So 1 strike to Quentin Allen. Misch on first.
Wasn't a good bunt, but it almost ended up to be a base hit, didn't it?
Just about
a 1-inch base hit.
So 1 strike to Quentin Allen. Butisti working from the stretch. Greg Misch down at first. Allen shows bunt. Butisti goes to first to drive Misch back. Wagner's Ribs, the #1 selling ribs in Northwest Indiana, now in Laporte at 304 Detroit Street.
If he's going to bunt, he better put it down the first base line because Ian's coming in.
Right foot. He is already squared around. He tries to bunt it, calls it straight back to the screen. Count goes to 0-2 on Quentin Allen. That was a pretty good pitch to bunt, too, out away from him.
Yeah, and that's the one you could take to down the right side of the diamond, too, the first base side.
So 0-2 now to Allen. Greg Misch out on first base. Let's see if Mackey decides to keep the bunt on or going to let him swing away. We've got Riley a step in on the grass right now at third. Wilkinson, of course, holding the runner at first. Nobody out top of the third. Quick throw over by Butisti. Another slicer booster is Shaw's Auto Service at 512 Washington Street for all your towing and servicing needs. Hometown service you can trust. Once again, the 0-2 pitch. Butisti at the belt, winds and fires. Allen doesn't show bunt. He takes a ball down the dirt. Mannering does a nice job keeping it in front, and Mish doesn't show any indication.
I'll tell you, Kristen really did a nice job there. That ball was out in the left-handed batting box, and he got both his legs out there and went down and buried his knees and buried the glove and kept it in front of him. That was real good. He moved quicker than I've seen him move back there and blocking.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Quentin Allen. Butisti from the belt. Breaking ball hit sharply. Knocked down by Schellinger. Goes to second, but not in time. Robbie went deep in the hole, knocked it down, picked it up quickly, but Mish got to second base just in time to beat the throw, so it'll be an infield single for Allen. And the Slicers in a little bit of trouble here with runners on first and second, and nobody out.
Oh, why is that guy, Pittenmecke is so upset with that guy for not sliding Mish into second base. He almost was out as a result of that. Robbie almost made a fantastic play. Are we going to give him a base hit on that? Is that? Yeah, you got to give him a base hit. He never had a chance at the guy at first, so
Josh Francis, the number 9 hitter and catcher, steps in. You know, they always tell you not to slide into first base because you get there quicker running through it, but I guess you can't run through seconds.
That's right.
Come on, Josh!
Let's see if he bunts here. He's got his...
So Francis, number 9 hitter, squares to bunt, pulls it back, but takes a strike. So Greg Mish out on second base, Quentin Allen on first. Nobody out for the Pirates. No score here, top of the 3rd inning. As a walk and an infield single got the Slicers in a little bit of hot water here.
Let's see if Scotty's got a defensive play called here. I don't think so.
Ball up high. Wilkinson charging hard at first. It looked like Riley's
He does, yeah. He's got the reverse call. He's going to have Ian. You know, Ian's kind of like faking that he's going to be coming in, but he's going to stay at the bag. And you got Wilkinson coming hard. You got Robbie at second, and Rebecca's got to cover first base. Although they got to hold the runner first real good here.
Well, Butisti's such a good athlete too. He can get off the mound and get it done. That bunt is down third base side, picked up by Steve. He's going to fire to third. In time to get the force out. Just like we said, Butisti, good athlete, hops off the mound, gets it, spins, and gets the lead runner Mish for the first down. That wasn't a bad bunt.
No, that was a good bunt, but again...
you need to get that down the first base line.
Well, yeah, but see, Wilkie's coming in all the way, too, and so Rebecca just... not Rebecca, but Batisti's athletic ability just made that play for him, and again, good defense. That's what happened us the other day, remember? Chesterton did it and got a force at third against us on a bunted ball.
So Sam Berkman, the leadoff man, steps in. He dropped a single just over Schellinger's head to lead the ball game off, then got caught stealing. Takes a strike here with Quentin Allen out on second base, Josh Francis on first with 1 out for the Pirates. Berkman, left-handed hitter. Wilkinson back at first. Riley back at third. Ball in the dirt, Mannering keeps it in front. Count goes to 1-1. Laporte Federal Credit Union gives you better value with Equity Edge Visa for home improvements, a new car to consolidate bills, 8.9% APR, and no annual fee. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Sam Berkman. 1 out, 2 runners on for the Pirates. No score, top of the 3rd inning.
Well, they're not getting a very good lead at second either.
Nope, zips the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2. Nice pitch by Butisti. Thank you. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sam Berkman. Berkman 1 for 1 on the day, got caught stealing. Steve from the stretch. Boy, Allen doesn't have much of a lead out there at second. Breaking ball. Ooh, just misses. I guess you call it up high. Got a groan from the Slicer faithful. So the count goes to 2-2. Josh Francis down on first, Quentin Allen at second. Sam Berkman the hitter. 2-2 pitch from Butisti. Winds and fires. There's a fastball, misses up high and away, so the count goes full. With 1 out, runners on first and second. See if Merrillville puts anything on, gets people moving. Berkman looked like a guy pretty good with the bat, going to get the ball in play.
Well, there's a big hole there between first and second. Rebecca holding the runner, and let's see where Tom goes if he goes back.
Calls a timeout and steps out. Brewers Vacuum and Shoe Repair has vacuum, steel-toed shoes, and leather repair. For prompt quality service, call Brewers Vacuum and Shoe Repair, 112 J Street in Laporte. So the full count pitch, we'll see if the runners are moving. Butisti to the belt, they're not going. Ball grounded, fouled on the first base sign, handled nicely by the first base coach, who flips it back to Butisti, and we'll do it all over again with a full count.
See where he's standing, that first base coach? Probably a wise thing is because he's got that sun right in his eye. And
you know all about that.
Well, I never thought of doing that. I wish I would have sometimes, because you can get hit. You can't see the ball. You're close to the hitter.
You got a left-handed hitter up there, too.
Right-handed hitter is even worse. That ball coming off his bat is...
Full count pitch, misses down low, and that's going to load the bases with one out for the Pirates. So Quentin Allen goes on down to third. Josh Francis out to second, as Sam Berkman draws the second walk of the inning. As the Pirates have the bases full, and just one out here, it'll bring up Ryan Fassel, the left fielder. Hit the ball sharply back up the middle. Butisti got a glove on it to slow it down enough for Schellinger to pick up and throw Fassel out for the second out back in the third.
Actually went through his legs, didn't it?
It did. I think he might have got a little bit of glove.
Yeah.
So Steve with the bases loaded, working from the stretch. Fastball in the dirt. Mannering hops out there. Makes the save, and here comes Scotty up to talk things over. The Laporte division of Whirlpool Corporation at 1900 Whirlpool Drive has been established in the community since 1951. With approximately 600 employees, they currently supply repair parts worldwide for KitchenAid, Sears, and Whirlpool appliances. The Laporte division of Whirlpool is a proud sponsor of Slicer Athletics and Slicer Academics. Good luck, Slicer baseball team. So Scott up, goes out. Tells Butisti to throw good strikes.
Yeah, just the main thing is, hey, we got you out there to throw strikes. You got to help us out. Walking people isn't going to help. You got to make them hit the ball. We'll do something with it. They get a hit, they get a hit. But
so the bases are full of Pirates right now. Butisti winds and fires. One ball pitch, gets him to swing and miss on an outside curveball. Count goes to 1-1, and well, that kind of drives the coach crazy. That thing's about 6 inches outside, and he's swinging and missing at it.
Yeah, would have been 2-0.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to Fassel, the left fielder. Bases full of Pirates, 1 out. Corners in on the grass for the Slicers. There's a nice breaking ball. Count goes to 1-2. Boy, you coaches are genius. You go out there, say something to the guy, and all of a sudden he gets his stuff back.
He's probably saying, you know, hey, throw strikes, make him hit the ball, but his last words were probably strike him out.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Fassel as he come in with that sidearm curveball and got him, then the overhand curveball. See what Steve comes up with now. 1-2 pitch. Comes in sidearm, just misses down and away. Tough pitch to take for Fassel. Count goes to 2-2. Scotty up, putting a few more miles in that dugout. He does do some walking back and forth down there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch here for Butisti. Doesn't want to go full count. Winds and pitch right back to Butisti. He goes to Mannering for one at the plate. Chris fires it down to first, and the Slicers pull the 1-2-3 double play to third. Loading the bases with 1 out, and they induce the man to hit into a double play. 1-2-3 double play.
Yeah, that's the kind you want. Not very long throws, and just a little simple one-hopper right back to Steve, and Steve made a quick throw to Chris, and Chris quickly threw down to Wilkie for the DP.
But just like the cutoff play where they got the guy in third, did everything just right. Mannery made sure he got the force, and then popped out a little bit out toward the field to get a little bit of an angle and throw to first base. So Brandon Bernanke steps in, Slicer left fielder, to face Greg Mish. The wind and the pitch to Brandon. Fastball hit right back. Nice play by Mish. The pitcher picks it up, flips it over to first base. Brandon, 1 pitch, 1 out from Laporte here in the bottom of the third. And they'll turn the order over up and bring up Robbie Schellinger.
Didn't mention, but Brandon was hitting 289. He's moving up, although he was up over 300, but he's staying, pretty strong in that number 9 spot. That's pretty good average.
So Schellinger steps in. He grounded out to the second baseman, Jeff Nelson, to lead things off in the bottom of the first for the Slicers. Robbie steps in to face Greg Mish as Laporte turns the order over finally here in the third inning. Try to get something going here against the right-hander. It's a fastball outside. That's another one. Boy, you can tell when he overthrows that thing. He comes in way outside. Schnabel Alarm Systems, keeping your life and property safe since 1974 with the finest technology and most up-to-date security methods available. Call Schnabel Alarm Systems at 362-8969. So So Mish winds and fires to Schellinger. Breaking ball. Down low. Count goes to 2-0. He really comes over the top.
Yeah, that was a pretty good curveball. Had a lot of rotation. It just must have dropped down below the knees.
This Merrillville team, not very big.
Not physical like they normally are.
Fastball misses outside, 3-0 to Schellinger. Berkman's a pretty good-sized guy out at first base, but other than that, they're pretty small.
Yeah, it's got to be that this Zetas kid has just been, tremendous on the mound for him, going 8-0, and this kid going 4-0. I'm sure most of those are conference. These two have been pitching the conference games.
3-0 pitch to Schellinger. Fastball misses outside, and Robbie gets walk number 31 of the year.
I've heard also people say that Merrillville has been very fortunate to win a lot of games this year. They've come back and
it's almost
won in the last inning several times. Yeah.
All the road games, you'd go and you'd ask somebody from the other team how their team's doing. They go, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. Man, we just about got Merrillville.
Yeah.
So Steve Butisti steps in. Steve singled back in the first. Was forced out on Ian Riley's ground ball. Runner on first, one out. There's one down in the dirt. Count goes to ball one to Butisti. Steve doing the pitching today can help his own cause here. 0-0, Laporte and Merrillville. Merrillville really threatened in the third with the bases loaded. Just one out, but the double play ball got the slicers out of jeopardy. Now Laporte trying to do something offensively against the Pirates here with a runner on first and one out. Pitch to Butisti down in the dirt. That bounces past the catcher. Second wild pitch for Mish. Schellinger's going around second man, and he goes almost halfway down to third before the catcher Francis gets it and looks him on back to second. But Robbie had some thoughts to keep him going.
Well, he just hustles. He plays all the time hard, and I don't think he really thought he was going to go, but at least he wanted to see what they were going to do. Maybe the catcher throws the ball to third and throws it in the left field, then he does walk into third base. But he's a smart little hitty player.
He came around to about where you play shortstop. He came that far around.
Yeah. Well, the guy would have had to throw a rocket down to second base to get him, so he couldn't
take off and keep on going to third?
Yeah, he could have gone to third then.
So 2 balls to Butisti. Now it's 3-0 as he goes outside. That's 7 straight balls thrown by Greg Mish. He's having some trouble with his control.
Yeah, and he's blaming the mound. Now he's, hey, this is not good for me to land here or something. What happened, in inning 1 and 2 when he didn't have that problem. Too oftentimes a young man will make excuses for, his inadequacies or his inability to do certain things and say, hey, it's the ground's fault, it's the glove's fault, it's the daggone finger's fault. I guess that's natural. We all do that.
So Josh Francis, the catcher, out to talk to Mish, say, hey, it's not the ground. Throw a strike.
Yeah.
Another Slicer Booster is Maple City Sports at 718 Lincoln Way, featuring a full line of sporting goods, including JanSport backpacks, Adidas shoes and sportswear, and Speedo swimsuits for men and women. Maple City Sports, 718 Lincoln Way in Laporte. So 3-0 to Butisti, with Schellinger out on second base and one out, as the control has sort of deserted Mish here the last couple of hitters. Winds and fires, misses low and outside. That's another walk, as Butisti will go down to first. Second walk of the ball game for Mish, second walk in a row, and you don't want to put a bunch of guys on base for Ian Riley and Brian Wilkinson, the next 2 Slicer hitters. We're going to have a whole Merrillville conference, a class reunion out there at the mound as the whole infield comes in. Fenton Mecke comes out to talk things over. Did you know that every Tuesday at Cannon's Amico is when you can fill up with their gold gasoline at the silver price? Stop it every Tuesday and take advantage of this great savings. Fackelman Maytag, in keeping with the spirit of the environment, will remove the Freon from your used refrigerator and dispose of it for just $10. Just bring it in. Fackelman Maytag, 1105 West State Road 2 in Laporte. So the seminar on pitching breaks up at the mound. Everybody heads back to their positions. And Ian Riley will step in. Ian hit into a fielder's choice back in the first inning, grounded hard to the third baseman who threw it over and forced Butisti at second base.
He needs to get some hits. He's kind of stymied on his extra base. Early in the year, he's had 12 by the extra base hits in a long time. 5 doubles, 5 triples, and 2 home runs. He needs to pop one here. Get him ready for tournament time. Get him hot.
Schellinger, good lead out at second base. There's a fastball by Mish. Nips the inside corner for strike 1. Well, he corrected whatever mechanical problem he had. Most of his problems with the first 2 hitters were, or the last 2 hitters were outside.
But what influence does the coach going out there to the mound have? Usually a calming effect, doesn't it? Because the next pitch, strike.
So 1 strike to Ian Riley. Schellinger on second, Butisti on first, one out, winds and fires, hits a ground ball over to third, picked up by the third baseman, goes to second for one, and that's all they're going to get. As once again, Butisti goes in and takes out Jeff Nelson at second.
Boy, that third baseman takes a long time getting the ball there.
Get rid of that thing quick.
If I was that second baseman, I'd have third baseman take insurance out on me.
So 2 outs now, runners at the corners for the Slicers.
Come on, Greg, let's get out of this.
And it'll bring up Brian Wilkinson. Wilkie just got hit by a pitch, if you can call it hit. He just kind of got his sleeve nipped. We don't want that here. We want him to get a chance to pick up a couple more RBI here. Good situation for him, but 2 outs. So Schellinger on third, Riley on first. Berkman holding Riley on the bag at first base, leaves that big hole over on the right side. And timeout called as Wilkie steps out of the box.
You know what I'd do?
What would you do?
I'd walk him. I'd put him on base, have a force at any place, any base then, and pitch to Detman.
Doesn't look like that's the plan right now.
No, he's got a big hole because you're holding the runner at first.
Takes the ball down low for ball one. There just isn't all that much scouting around in baseball. You don't really know how hot a certain guy is, do you? Do you get the stats from the other team down in the dugout to know?
Well, no, but they read the papers, and, they get all the papers, and they see Wilkinson's, they got to know that he's got a lot of RBIs, 37. He doesn't get that walking.
1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. As Wilkie out in front, a little off-speed pitch, count goes to 1-1. So no score here, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Schellinger on third base, Ian Riley on first, Brian Wilkinson at the plate trying to break up the scoreless tie. Slicers trying to do it again. They got 2 runners on without the advantage of a hit. From the stretch mesh, Wilkinson swings and misses at a breaking ball. Count goes to 1-2. He looks a little over anxious there, swinging a little bit harder. Not that smooth swing going with it that you usually get from Wilkie.
Yeah, that's the ball right there that he normally rips left field, takes to left field. I'm not sure if he wasn't trying to pull that ball.
Look at that gap in left center field. Right where he likes to hit it. Right now,
they
center fielder's overshading a little bit.
They really don't have him for playing him where they should be.
1 ball, 2 strikes, down and in. Blocked nicely by Josh Francis. Count goes to 2-2.
Francis is working, isn't he?
He is.
And Mannering also has blocked a lot of balls in the dirt today.
So 2-2 pitch to Wilkinson. Ian Riley down on first base. Robbie Schellinger at third. Slicers trying to break a 0-0 tie. 2-2 pitch, winds and fires. Wilkie takes one down and away, so the count goes full with 2 outs. Riley will be moving with the pitch, which should help take a force out of play out at second base.
Guy at first now should move in back of the runner because he's going to be going anyway, and you're not going to hold him but a step or so. Left-handed hitter.
But Berkman's still holding him on.
He's playing back of him. He's going to stay the same spot he is right there.
Goes to the stretch. There goes Riley. Ball swung on, hit foul. Left side, scatters some of the lawn chair people over there down the left field line. The count will stay full. The Indiana Deli is the place to go for a great lunch, and they'll take care of all your catering needs no matter what size party. Call Indiana Deli at 324-3383. Another Slicer booster is Dairy Queen service of Laporte with 2 locations on Pine Lake Avenue and Lincoln Way. Stop by after the game for the world's best ice cream. We treat you right. So everybody gets reset after the foul ball. Count stays full. Riley takes his lead down at first. Fish goes to the stretch. There goes Riley. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed by Wilkinson as he goes down swinging. And that'll end the Slicers in the third for Laporte. No runs, no hits, no Merrillville errors, and a couple of runners left. Our score after 3. Laporte nothing, Merrillville nothing. The 3, 4, 5 hitters for Merrillville. Jeff Nelson, Matt Aubin, and Eric Zetas. Nelson struck out back to end the first inning for the Pirates. Facing Butisti as Steve's curveball kind of slips out of his hand and just misses. Nelson inside for ball 1.
I would have taken that one for the team. I'd have...
that always seemed like a great idea.
Yeah, the curveball, instead of moving out of the way, let it hit you. Play like you're getting out of the way.
1 ball. There's a fastball down low, so Butisti behind an account 2-0. It's one of those things that always seem great in theory, but
in fact, Merrillville several years ago had a kid that purposely did that. So lean over the plate. Chesterton's had some kids that do it, get on base, especially in the latter part of the ball game. If you're a leadoff hitter.
2-0 pitch to Nelson. Leaves it up high. Count goes to 3-0. It's Nelson's number 3 hitter. He wants to swing.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to let him. Not on 3-0 here. He needs a base runner.
So 3 balls, no strikes to Nelson. The wind and the pitch. Fastball for the strike. Count goes to 3-1 on Nelson.
Just like we're talking, I say I'd walk Wilkeson, and they come back and they strike him out.
They decided to strike him out.
What do we know, huh?
Fastball down low, so he walks the leadoff runner here in the 4th inning.
Come on, Matt.
Well, he walked the leadoff batter in the last inning, didn't he?
Yep, they got a single in the 1st, so 3 out of 4 they've gotten on. That's 3 walks for Butisti, kind of uncharacteristic, and Matt Aubin steps up. Aubin bounced out to the 3rd baseman, Riley.
Steve went into the game in 40 innings with 11 walks. Isn't that amazing? Only 37 walks in 152 innings.
That's incredible.
It really is. And 152 strikeouts, so we almost have 1 per inning.
Breaking ball strike for Matt Aubin. So Butisti gets out in front of Aubin, the center fielder and cleanup hitter.
Riley playing way in, maybe looking for a bunt. Number 4 hitter, though, Juju Chip.
I think I'd let him hit. I think I'd put the double down the 3rd base line sign on.
Yeah.
So 1 strike pitch to Aubin.
He got a good lead.
Nips the inside corner. Count goes to 0-2. When Mannering throwing out Berkman, the leadoff hitter of the game, when he tried to signal during the 2nd batter, kind of puts a damper in Fenton Mackey's running plans.
Yep. Maybe thinking that day, that's number 2 catcher, doesn't have a good arm, and Chris proved him wrong through a ball that was, kind of a couple feet on the second base side of the bat, but the runner stood right in the way of his hand. Perfect play. He's doing a nice job keeping runners with this ground early, so real quick move over the first ball. Guy's opened up to first, so he could see him easily.
0-2 pitch just misses outside. Count goes to 1-2, and Aubin does a nice job laying off that. It's a great 0-2 pitch. That kind of sidearm curveball starts on the outside corner of the plate and then breaks outside.
Teaser.
So 1-2 to Aubin. Nelson on first. Butisti, quick throw over there. That was in a good location, too. Just about down there right where you can get the tag on him, but he dives in safely.
Well, you get somebody there that looks down at the ground or back to the bag and he throws it, he's dead. That was a nice move. Quick.
Butisti from the stretch once again. Breaking ball hits sharply to Schilling. Around picks it up. Go through Bickey for 1. Relay to first, and the Slicers turn their 2nd double play in 2 innings. The shortstop steps in. He popped out to Ribicki with a 2nd out in the 2nd inning. As Butisti taking advantage of his defense. Boy, he had a nice relay play to gun a guy down at 3rd base and a couple of double plays. And we're just in the 4th. Misses inside with an off-speed pitch for ball 1. Hawkins Print Shop will do all your printing needs. Computer forms, carbonless books, flyers, photocopies, and fax service. Call 362-5511 or stop by 1009 State Road 2 West. Hawkins. Fastball nips the outside corner. Count goes to 1-1. So Zetas, the right-handed hitting shortstop. 2 outs, nobody on. Butisti winds and fires. Breaking ball. Nips the inside corner. Count goes to 1-2. This is a good game, good preparation game for the tournament.
It really is. There's a little bit of pressure, You're facing the conference champions. And again, Slicers are playing well defensively.
Zetas sticks his bat out and a breaking ball, dumps it into left field for a base hit. Boy, he had him all stretched out. He had him off speed. It was a breaking ball away, sort of stuck his rear end out, stuck his bat out, and the ball dropped out to left field.
That's a Frank Thomas hit right there. That's a ball on the outside part of the plate that he pulled, and the kid's got to be strong. He got a base hit on it, pulled it over the shortstop's head into left field.
4th hit of the ball game for the Pirates. They've got 1 every inning here, and it brings up David Everett, the DH, and he's the guy who hit that double out to left center field. Ran himself into it out as he tried to go for a triple.
Yeah.
So Zetas, good athlete down on first base, decent lead. Butisti from the stretch, breaking ball leaves it up high and away. Count goes to ball 1. So it hadn't been easy. Slicers have turned 2 double plays. Merrillville was 4 hits. There's been 3 walks, so 7 base runners for the Pirates in 3 2/3 innings. But so far we've kept them off the board.
Well, let's see what Zetas does here at first base. You know, he's got to try to get him to scoring position. He's got to get 2 consecutive hits.
There's a breaking ball up high. Count goes to 2-0, so you got a hit and pitch here for Everett. What kind of count do you like to run on if you're coaching? Do you run him?
Yeah, 2-0 is a good count. 2-1, 3-1. But he doesn't have that great lead, does he?
2-0 pitch to Everett. Now count goes to 3-0. Now you're going to take a strike to see if you can walk yourself down there.
He's not going to send him now.
So if you test you, I thought he was pretty sharp in the first couple, but he's just having trouble finding him.
Steve's getting hot and cold.
3-0 pitch to Everett. Utistic quickly over to first base, but not much of a lead from Zetas.
Well, with that move he's got, that quick move, he's got his short and their leads up. They're not getting very good leads at all, are they? Of course, he's not going to steal on a 3-0 count.
Probably knows if there's a take or not. There's a called strike. Count goes to 3-1. Now you're kind of back in business, maybe.
Right. This is a good hitting pitch and also a good running pitch. And if he gets a base hit, he's first and third. If he gaps it, he scores.
So the 3-1 pitch. We'll see what Zetas does. Not going. Nips the outside corner. Count goes full. He's going to be going down with the bases, or with man on first. Count full and 2 outs.
Yeah. We'll bet many on this.
Yeah, I think he'll go. Or else he's missing something. So the full count pitch to Everett. Utisty from the belt. Zetas on the move. Swung on and missed as he comes all the way back. Call 362-8117. Here in Michigan City, 872-8986 or star 97 if you have a cell phone. And we got a pinch hitter coming up for the Slicers. It's going to be Eric Jesh. Going to hit for the DH. That's kind of interesting. So Eric Jesh will get an at-bat here for Detman. Jesh, who hit the ball pretty well before he lost his second base job to Ribicki.
Well, coming in the game, he's hitting 261, has 6 hits and 23 at-bats, a double.
So Jesh, the right-handed hitting sophomore, takes a ball up high for ball 1.
I think his last appearance was Michigan City when he pinch hit and got a base hit.
Yeah, he did.
There. Yeah.
Scared Ribicki. Ribicki struck out twice. He hit hard, and Ribicki came back and got a hit. So ball 1 to Jesh. Mish winds and fires, takes it inside. Count goes to 2-0. Kind of an interesting move by Scott. Detman hit that real soft ground ball that Zetas made a nice play on back into first. Maybe just trying to get some wheels out there. Didn't like the matchup. 2-0 pitch. Count, ball misses. Count goes to 3-0.
And we don't know if, maybe Jeff injured himself running hard down to first base. He might have pulled something, and Scotty doesn't want to, aggravate it anymore.
Now, how's that work? Can you re-enter a DH, or is he just
Sure, yeah, he can re-enter a DH.
Boy, Scotty's a genius, because Jeff takes 4 straight pitches, draws the walk. Third walk of the ball game. The Slicers have their leadoff man here in the bottom of the 4th on, and it brings up Tom Ribicki. See what Scotty does. Go through some signs. See if Laporte decides to play for a run here, with Mannering on deck and Brad Booba after him.
I tell you, they're corner people playing back at third base.
But back and way over in the...
Yeah, now he's moving up. They're yelling at him coming in.
So Mish getting the sign. Ribicki at the plate. Good lead. Wind and pitch. Ribicki shows bunt. Ball down low for ball 1.
You don't have to bunt if you can walk, though.
Now is Ribicki in a situation here where the guy's throwing 5 straight balls where you just give him the, kind of show the bunt and take till you get one?
Well, I don't know. I think he still wants, if he gets a good pitch, if he's serious about sacrificing, he wants to put the ball down,
So the 1-ball pitch to Ribicki. Squares, lays it down, foul down the first base line. Tried to be a little bit too fine, tried to put it right down the line for the hit instead of just getting it out there. First baseman staying over on the bag at first, holding the runner, so it looks like it's Mish's job to get the first base side.
Yeah, they've got it prearranged.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ribicki. Eric Jesh out on first base. No score, bottom of the 4th inning, nobody out. Both teams have threatened. They've had some guys on. Nobody can get the big hit to break things open here. Ribicki squares, lays this one down the first base side. Once again, it's fouled. It's not getting that bat out in front. Good touch on both of them. The right.
Yeah, he's deadening the one, but again, the bat angle is not correct. Again, like you say, trying to be too fine.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Ribicki. See what Scott decides to do with 2 strikes. Jesh back to first base as the pitcher Mish throws it over there, gets Berkman up off his feet to make the catch. That would help. Throw it out to the bullpen. So Ribicki, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mish gets his sign, goes to the belt. Winds and fires, ground ball to third, picked up by the third baseman Demery, throws it in the dirt, picked up by Nelson, tries to turn it, can't get it done. I'll tell you, Nelson, the second baseman, can have some words with Demery. He's going to get him killed.
Yeah, but I think the third baseman's bigger than he is, but I'll tell you, third baseman's not helping him too much.
He's been taken out hard twice by Butisti, and that time I think he got his ankle clipped. He finally got a throw off.
Yeah, but shoot the throw, he had the backhand to throw, like a second or a first baseman to get the out at second.
So Chris Mannering comes to the plate with 1 out, and Tom Ribicki down on first base. Brad Muma on deck for the Slicers.
Let's see if he sends the Ribicki. Look at that lead, my goodness.
Lead. That's as big a lead as I've seen all year.
I know it. If he doesn't throw over there.
Man, oh man, he's got both feet past the cut, that little semicircle cut.
Yeah, Tom's got quickness, though. See if he reads the pitcher well, too, so he's looking back, though. That quick throw.
He goes scrambling back in. Mish doesn't look, he doesn't have as quick a move as Butisti.
No, he doesn't. He's more deliberate.
And that really plays on a pitcher's mind, too, if a guy's out there that far. You know, you give him your best move and you can't do anything with it. So Ribicki with that good lead again. Comes back over to first. Tom dives back in. Berkman tries a nice swipe tag, but can't get it down in time.
Let's see. Only 1 stolen base on the year for Tom, and he's leading off like he's going to set a conference record. Almost leaning.
Yeah, he was kind of walking off as Mish made the quick throw over there. Got back in. Takes the lead in the dirty uniform contest with 3 straight dives back in.
That kind of surprised me. He's only got 1 stolen base.
So Mannering at the plate, 1 strike. Ribicki got that huge lead again. Mish comes to the plate. There's a pitch out. Count goes to 1-1. So Ribicki is really on the mind of Mish. I think that was a pitch out. You think it was, or just...
Catcher went out there like it was. It wasn't far outside. Mannering almost could have slapped that to right field.
1 ball, 1 strike to Chris Mannering. There's another throw to first. Ribicki dives in again. After each Slicer baseball game, go out to A&W Restaurant. They're offering bacon cheeseburgers for 99 cents and mention the score of the Slicer game and get free fries with any meal. A&W Restaurant, where the food is as good as the root beer. 1-1 pitch. Bouncer right back to the mound. Mish fires it out to center field. Here comes Ribicki around to third. Mannering will stay on first base. And boy, that was a sure double play because Mannering's not real quick. That's a tough air. That might be the break we need.
Yeah. Open the door.
Old Mish, the pitcher, came off the mound on that weak bouncer. Picked it up. And boy, he looked like he was set. He turned and just fired it out to center field.
Yeah. And little shortstop Zetas couldn't do anything about it at all. Ball went flying over his head.
And Garrett Ullman sprints right out to first base to run for Mannering. So the Slicers are in business as Brad Muma steps in. Brad struck out back in the 2nd inning. I don't know, Brad, a bunter, would you squeeze here?
Well, I don't know. It's pretty hard with the left-handed hitter. You know, you don't want it because the catcher can see everything happening, and you got a right-handed pitcher that's looking right at him. But you know, it's something that might be in the back of Scotty's mind. Although I don't think Brad's bunted much in his career.
He swings and misses on an off-speed pitch for strike 1. So down on first is Garrett Ullman running for Chris Mannering. Down at third is Tom Ribicki. 1 out. Brad Muma at the plate with 1 strike. Now see, Brad's closed up now. He moved that right foot.
Yeah, he's back to where he was. You know, they're conceding the run. Here we are in the bottom of the 4th. They're conceding the run. Double play depth.
If Brad steps out,
I don't know. You know,
you could almost drag bunt this run in, not really squeeze it.
Yeah.
So 1 strike to Muma. Ullman good lead at first. Wide in a pitch. Brad takes it down low. Count goes to 1-1. So Garrett Ullman at first. Tom Ribicki down at third. 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. No score. Laporte and Merrillville. Brad Muma at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Big left-hander. Left-handed hitter facing the right-hander Mish. Mish fires down into dirt. There goes Ullman down to second base, not even going to be challenged. So the double play is taken out. Now we'll see if they move that infield in.
Yep, Ullman gives him 6 stolen bases to lead the team now.
So the second baseman's in, Nelson on the grass. Zetas, the shortstop, is just about in the baseline. The third baseman, Nelson, right on the grass, and the first baseman in. So Zetas about halfway in, everybody else all the way in.
Well, Zetas got that good arm, so he figures I could gun anybody. They're going to put him on?
No, I think the umpire got something in his eye.
Yeah.
Boy. I don't know if he's hurt, but boy, he's down there working on it.
Maybe a bug flew in his eye or something.
Needs Kathy Fetter to the rescue. Another Slicer backer is AIM Water Treatment to remind you that you can't take quality water for granted anymore. Call them at 362-2422. AIM Water, taking AIM to please you.
There's nothing worse than having something in your eye when you're umpiring. Behind the plate, geez.
Pulled in. Boomer just needs to move that ball hard somewhere for the Slicers. Boy, if I miss, I think I'm going to throw an off-speed pitch here. 2-1. Fastball to Brad down low, gets away from the catcher, and here comes Rabicki. The Slicers, boy, just like the other day against Chesterton, taking advantage of whatever's given them as Laporte picks up the first run of the ball game, scoring on a, call it a pass ball?
Pass ball, yeah.
Call it a pass ball, scoring on a pass ball to make it 1-0, and moving to third is Ullman. So after all this good defense and good play, an error and a pass ball get us a run.
Yep. We got 1 hit on the day against Chesterton the other day. What did we end up? 1-2 hit. So we're not pounding the ball, are we? But they're taking advantage of the mistakes of the opposition. Good.
3-1 pitch to Brad. Swung on and missed. As the count goes full, and boy, Brad thought he had that one. He's up there bouncing on the balls with his feet in the batter's box after swinging and missing. Brandon Bernacchi on deck for the Slicers. So the count's full to Muma. The first baseman now, Berkman's kind of moved back. He got sort of the weirdest infield configuration I've ever seen. Couple in, couple back. Muma takes the ball down low, and he draws the walk. So the Slicers now with runners on first and third again. Muma down on first, Garrett Ullman on third. It'll bring up Brandon Bernacchi. Brandon bounced hard back to the pitcher. Back into third. So wildness starting to take its toll a little bit here on Mish. 4 walks in the last 2 innings. He's got a couple of wild pitches, a pass ball. The Slicers got a run. So 1-0 Laporte, bottom of the 4th inning. Brandon Bernacchi steps in. 1 out. Muma at first, Ullman at third. Mish taking a long time to get that sign.
Yes, he is. See if Brad goes here. There he goes.
First pitch. Catcher.
Whoa!
Right to the pitcher. I don't think they knew what the play was.
The pitcher didn't know what the play was.
Oh, man, the catcher, Josh Francis, comes up like he's going to throw. I guess the idea was to throw it hard back to the pitcher. He's busy ducking. He's lucky he got a glove on it.
I know it. Could have been injured pretty good there.
So Muma gets down to second base with a stolen base. Puts runners on second and third. And the Merrillville infield still in. As the Slicers just trying to peck away, pick them up any way they can. Mish from the stretch. Misses, doesn't miss outside. Nips the outside corner for an 0-2 count. Won't comment on that one.
No, it looked a little out to me. But
so no balls and 2 strikes to Brandon Bernacchi. Brandon, the number 9 hitter, trying to get the ball in play, pick up the second run for the Slicers. Mish takes too long. Brandon steps out, calls timeout. Visit Hobo's Hobby Express at their new location for Lionel Trains, NASCAR collectibles, model trains, planes, and trucks. 807 Indiana Avenue, or call 362-9162.
You get all your commercials in between pitches because he takes so
long. As he keeps taking, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So the 2-strike pitch to Bernacchi. Fastball, Brandon, little bouncer, gets by to Zetas. Zetas picks it up, can't go to the plate. Man, has he got a gun. Throws Bernacki out at first.
But then again, too, Chip, if he
scores,
if he plays shallower,
like we were talking about,
he's coming in, he maybe has to play at the plate, but he was playing back at baseline, and so he had to do a lot of running.
So the Slicers got 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 4th without a hit.
They'll be getting an RBI.
Yep. So Brandon picks one up, gets his job done. Boy, you don't have to hit it hard. Just get it moved with a man on third and less than 2 outs. So Robbie Sanger steps in. Grab Muma down on third base, 2 outs. As the Slicers try to pick up their 3rd run of the inning and move their lead to 3-0. 2-0 right now. Goes back to the windup with Muma down on third. Breaking ball. Robbie swings and misses. Just fouled back to the screen. It's another one I didn't think you got a piece of, but maybe the catcher just missed it.
Same thing, too. You can't hear it with these headsets on, the little ticker, the little foul off the bat.
So 1 strike to Schellinger. Muma down on third. Mish gets his sign. Mish rocks and fires. Robbie takes a fastball up high. Count goes to 1-1. So Laporte leads at 2-0. A couple of runs here in the 4th inning without the help of a hit. A couple of walks, an error, pass ball, a couple of stolen bases. So 1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Schellinger. Fastball. Robbie takes that up high. Count goes to 2-1.
Come on, Brad.
Things have really slowed down. This was a quick moving game.
Fast, right.
And as Mish has got in trouble, he's taking longer in between pitches and to get signs, too. So 2-1 to Schellinger. Laporte leads at 2-0. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Mish winds, gets ready to wind as Rob calls timeout. And we'll do it all over again. Another Slicer backer is Wayne Dolson of Dolson Insurance Agency. The independent Dolson Agency has more than 30 years experience in all insurance areas. Call 879-4524.
Well, that's all he does is put his defense back on their heels. He, doesn't get the ball rocking fire, and he just makes them...
2-1 pitch just misses the bill of Robbie's helmet. Count goes to 3-1.
Makes them out there uncomfortable, and then again, too, he doesn't have his concentration.
But yeah, you get out there on defense, get up on your toes, and you get leaning forward.
Keep on rocking up on toes, and then you go back, and you rock up again, you go back, you think he's going to throw. The outfielders, I'll tell you, we haven't hit the ball in the outfield very much. I don't think they've moved.
No, they just
stayed right where they are the whole game. The right fielder hadn't moved except once in a while he goes down on his knees.
3-1 pitch, hit to Zetas at short. Zetas picks it up, guns it across the first base, and hits Schellinger, and that's going to end things for the Slicers in the 4th, but not before. Laporte picks up 2 runs, no hits, 1 big Merrillville error, and 1 man left. Our score after 4, Laporte 2, Merrillville nothing. Well, we're ready for the top of the 5th inning here for Merrillville. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Greg Mish, Quentin Allen, and Josh Francis to face Steve Butisti.
Hey, Chip.
Yes?
Before we get too far, I just wanted to let you know that we still have no winner for Wendy's Trivia, so you may want to ask the question again or make an easier question, one of the two.
Oh, man, all you got to do is open up your book. What page is it on, Dave?
We'll find it real quick.
Okay, our question was, what Slicer has the most at-bats in a single season?
Page 17, right at...
Not 17, wrong page.
17, page 19.
1 strike to Mish.
At the top of the page.
Right up on the top, left-hand side. So get your Slicer brochure out.
Haven't even had any guesses yet, Chip.
Well, we got the number again, 362-8117, 872-8986. 4-star 97 on your cell phone. So as we are going through that, just that quickly, Greg Mish goes out on strikes for the first out here in the 5th inning. Second strikeout of the ball game, no, third strikeout of the ball game for Steve Butisti. We've got 1 down, and Quentin Allen steps in. Usually we got them up here. The people with their headsets out here come running over to tell us the answer. That's not that tough, is it?
No, that's an easy one, Chip. You did a good job.
Well, not too good. I'll get there. Maybe Quentin Allen up, takes ball 1. So Butisti winds and fires the ball 1 pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. So if you know who has the most at-bats in a single season for the Slicers, call 362-8117 or 872-8986 or star 97. As Allen grounds to Schellinger, moves to his left, gets the big hop, picks it up, fires it across the infield, and Allen goes down 6-3 for the second out. So Josh Francis, the catcher, steps in with 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning. Laporte leading 2-0.
Getting a little nippy up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man. I ran home, get my shorts on and everything, and now it's getting cold. So 2 outs, nobody on. For the first time in a while, Merrillville's not threatening Utisti.
No.
Flirting with disaster, but has gotten it done. Just misses Francis with a breaking ball inside for ball 1.
There's another guy I should have taken one, huh, Jeff?
Yeah. You're awful brave from up here. You're throwing your body in front of the guy.
Slow curveball. That's not going to hurt you.
There's a breaking ball, misses inside. Count goes to 2-0.
That fastball, that's what you worry about.
That big old white ball starts getting close to me. Doesn't matter how fast it's coming. It's time to bail.
Even slow pitch softball,
Absolutely. They all hurt. 2-0 pitch. Down, taken for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Josh Francis. 2-0 Slicer lead. 2 outs here in the 5th. Utisti winds and fires. Ball hit out toward Rafiki. Tom, nice pickup on a tough hop. Flips it over to Wilkinson. And that's really the first 3 down for the Pirates. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Our score after 4.5. Laporte 2, Merrillville nothing.
You know, that's...
You want me to do that? Okay.
No, because we just got a winner.
Oh, we did? Who's
Yeah.
that?
Kathy Quebec of Laporte.
Well, Kathy, what took you so long?
Did the page number help her?
Yeah, I wondered if the page number helped her, but Kathy Kroback knew that Bill Adashek, back in 1982, had the most at-bats in a season for the Slicers, and I didn't get the book. Was it 126, I think it was? 126 at-bats.
146.
146.
Right. And then Doug Schreiber has...
131, and in the season, and Doug's the career guy, which would make sense. He played forever.
Yeah. 391. Came up as a freshman during tournament time.
So congratulations to Kathy Kroback. And for the Slicers in the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Steve Utisti, Ian Riley, and Brian Wilkinson as the Slicers lead at 2-0. But it'd be nice to see the bats get going a little bit here and get some hits. Laporte with just 1 hit on the ball game. And it was by Utisti, a base hit back in the 1st.
Yeah.
Steve takes a called strike for strike 1. So awful lot of movement and action in this ballgame without an awful lot of hits. Utisti down 0-1 in a count, swings, hits it in the air. In the outfield, Matt Aubin, the center fielder, floats over to left center field, gets underneath it, makes the catch for the first out here in the 5th. It'll bring up Ian Riley. Ian's hit the ball down to the 3rd baseman 2 times in a row and hitting the fielder's choices both times.
Yeah.
Demery.
Where are you going after the game? You're going to go out to Burger King?
I'm going over to Burger King because from 6 to 9 o'clock, all proceeds will go to the music club. That'll be tonight, also on the 26th and the 29th. What would I do without you to keep me doing all the stuff I'm supposed to do?
You know, this has been a fun game to watch as far as Slicers are concerned because they're just playing defense. I mean, this is a really smart team. They've got to be thinking, what's going to happen if the ball's hit to me? Because they do the right thing all the time. You know, once in a while there's a mistake, but I tell you, it's fun to watch them because they throw to the cutoff people. They know where to throw when they want to force, you know. Just a good, well-coached team.
The 2-0 pitch to Riley is rocketed down the 3rd base line, fouling. Scott Up shows his guts, doesn't even flinch as that thing flies by his ear.
Either that or he didn't see it.
I didn't know coaching was so tough.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Do you ever get hit down there at first base?
Oh, boy, I had Larry Satowski hit one in that sun. I didn't even see it. Went off of one leg and then off the other, and I had bruises bigger than marshmallows, watermelons.
Pitch down low, so the count goes 3-1 to Riley.
Pretended it didn't hurt me, but I tell you, I wanted to cry.
How'd you get back to the... Did you have trouble getting back to the dugout?
I got back here. I didn't run back.
3 balls, 1 strike to Riley. Ian swings, hits a little nubber right off his foot, I guess, and the count goes full at 3-2. But if that was off his foot, that's got to hurt, because that got all the way back out to the pitcher. So full count to Riley. Ian's hit the ball to the 3rd baseman 2 times today. Both times they turned it into force outs at 2nd. And Ian ended up on 1st with the fielder's choices. So full count pitch to Riley. Lines and fires, hit sharply down to the third baseman, backhanded, knocked down by Demery. Demery long throw to first, not going to be in time. Boy, I thought he had it beat out easy. That umpire, when he's doing the safe side, he had his right arm up quicker.
Yeah, base hit. That's what...
got to give him pretty nice backhand play. The third baseman played way off the line, but went back up, backhanded it, knocked it down, and just didn't have the arm to get him. So second hit of the ball game for the Slicers puts Riley down on first base. Then Brian Wilkinson steps in with one out. Wilkie got hit by a pitch back in the first and struck out in the third to end the third inning. Good lead by Riley. Breaking ball to Wilkinson up high for ball one. Johnson Disposal, the area's most competitively priced refuse company, has prompt garbage removal. So call Johnson Disposal at 324-2426. Johnson Disposal says, beat 'em, Slicers. So the one ball pitch to Wilkinson. Hit sharply out to center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Allman keeps it in front. Riley's going to stop at second. The Slicers, just what the doctor ordered. The bats come alive a little bit. Couple of base hits in a row. Just the third hit of the ball game there as Wilkinson drops into center. Slicers on first and second. And it'll bring up Jeff Detman to re-enter. He'll come back in after Eric Jesh hit for him. Jesh threw a walk on 4 pitches. Be interested to ask Scott why he decided to hit Jesh last time.
Well, maybe he wanted somebody more disciplined at the plate, and maybe Jesh, fits that bill. He needed somebody to get on base, and he did it. We ended up scoring a couple runs that inning. The only runs we did score, although Jesh did not score, but he got on base to lead the inning off.
That's right, yeah, he got forced out. So Detman comes up. He grounded, real nice play by Zetas. A little soft roller to short that Zetas made a great play on, a good throw to nip him just by a nose, and then Jesh hit in this spot last time and walked.
Yeah, Zetas just made a fantastic play on Jeff in the first inning and kept a run from scoring then.
So Mish working from the stretch with 2 Slicers on, winds and pitches. Detman takes a strike to the knees for strike 1. So 1 strike to Jeff Detman. Ian Riley down on second. Brian Wilkinson on first for the Slicers. Laporte leading 2-0. Over Merrillville as Detman calls timeout and steps out of the box. Laporte, 2 runs on 3 hits. Merrillville, no runs on 4 hits. Mish goes to the stretch. Little roller by Detman. Slow roller again out to Zetas. Zetas picks it up, guns it across to first. Almost an exact replay of that last one. Throws out Detman 6-3 for the second out, but moving on over to third base is Ian Riley. And going to seconds, Wilkinson is, boy, if you ever need a little roller out to Zetas at short, Detman's the guy to do it. It was almost an exact replay.
I didn't see any
of that last one, just like the last one.
Isn't it?
Zetas charged and gunned him out at first, so Slicers with runners on second and third, and Tom Ribicki will step in. Tom hit into a fielder's choice, ended up coming around, scoring the first Slicer run into fourth. So Ribicki with runners on second and third, chance to give the Slicers some breathing room here. They lead at 2-0, 2 outs in the fifth. Fastball by Mish, misses inside for ball 1. Laporte 2, Merrillville nothing. Auto Body Specialties is your complete stop for auto body repair. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Auto Body Specialties also gives free estimates. Remember, no job is too big or too small for Auto Body Specialties of Laporte.
Popcorn chip.
1 ball pitch swung on and missed by Ribicki. Count goes to 1-1. You gotta finish my hot dog first. Hey, don't forget Saturday when Laporte takes on Goshen. First pitch at 10 a.m. It's 96-70 Eagle seat cushion day. First 200 fans in the gates will get one of those nice seat cushions. That's on Saturday. Ribicki off the fifth, hits a line drive to the first baseman who makes the catch. And that's going to end the Slicers here in the fifth for Laporte. No runs, 2 hits. No Merrillville errors, and 2 Slicers left. Our score after 5, Laporte 2, Merrillville nothing. Gotta be fast, it's got to burn clean. Long time, fast Eddie. Get the less and less and fast Eddies. I was more than just gas, fast Eddies. Quick and friendly, if you run, for convenience and service, we'll
Home Center is having their outdoor living sale, and that means...
Baseman steps in. Been on base both times he's faced Butisty today. Steve winds and fires. The ball hit right back to the mound. Steve handles it, fires it over to first base. And Berkman goes down 1-3 to start the sixth.
A lot of balls back to pitcher today.
So it brings up Ryan Fassel, who's done it twice. He hit one right back through Butisti's legs in the first that Schellinger picked up and threw him out, then hit into that 1-2-3 double play to end the biggest threat of the ball game by Merrillville. Had the bases loaded and just one out as he takes strike one from Butisti.
Yeah, that was Merrillville's inning to do something, and they didn't get the job done.
Steve winds and fires. Breaking ball, bounce to third, picked up with a short hop by Riley, fires it across the first. And Fassel goes down for the second out in the sixth, and we'll bring up Jeff Nelson. What we got, like 3 pitches and 2 outs here.
Yeah, fun to watch these kids play defense. They have a real good idea of how to get the job done. I'm talking about all 4 of them there. It's good infield.
You get spoiled if you get you're watching a high school game.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Jeff Nelson, the number 3 hitter in the order, gets a bouncer fouled on the third base line. Coach Mackey airs it, yep, tries to make the backhanded play and can't get it done. So 1 strike on Nelson.
I got to see Bill Drew's radio when he said that the radio was built right into his hat.
Breaking ball, there's a bouncer to Schellinger. Robbie gets the second hop, picks it up, fires it across the infield, and that's going to do it here in the sixth inning. Laporte leads at 2-0. Laporte trying to put a few insurance runs on the board. Chris Mannering, the catcher, steps in. He popped out to left field back in the second and really got on base on one of the big plays of the game as he had a little number back to the pitcher who turned and tried to turn a double play. Fired it out to center field and set things up for the Slicers to pick up their 2 runs. The 1 error of the ball game. So Mannering, the right-handed hitting catcher, swings at the first pitch, bounces it to Zetas. Zetas gets the hop, shows that gun, and throws him out. 6-3 for the first out here in the sixth.
Chris hit it sharply, but right at Zetas.
But he doesn't mess around. He gets a lot of first balls.
Yeah.
Bernite Auto Body on Joliet Road has been proudly serving Laporte County for 3 generations with complete auto, truck body, and frame repair. For a free estimate, call 362-9025. Bernite Auto Body since 1964. See Carl, Rich, Floyd, Bob, Jim, and our special buddy Dennis. So Brad Muma steps in. Brad struck out in the second, walked in the fourth. Takes the ball outside from Greg Mish. Both pitchers, Mish and Butisti, have gone the distance. It's what's really been a good high school ball game, except for a few walks and then that error by Mish.
We scored 2 runs without a hit in the 4th inning, and that was it.
The wind and the pitch to Muma, breaking ball. Brad fouls it down the first base side. Count goes to 1-1. 2-0 Laporte. Remember on Saturday, we've got a 10 o'clock start time, airtime here on 96.7 Eagle, 9:45, and it's 96.7 Eagle seat cushion day. First 200 fans will get a nice orange seat cushion. Brad hits a bullet out to right center field. That's going to drop. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Ruben's going to round first. He's going to head for second. Scotty up, going to wave him on to third. The second baseman Nelson gets the cutoff. The throw to third. Muma's in sliding. So Brad Muma blasts a triple that got out to the fence quick. He hit it into right center field, and he motored around to go in sliding at third base for the 4th Slicer hit of the ball game.
Well, again, that shows the strength of Brad when he hits the ball. He's a powerful young man.
So Brandon Bernacki steps in here with 1 out. Brandon's grounded back to the pitcher and grounded to short. Here's your squeeze time. Put your number 9 hitter up and a right-handed hitter. Think so? We'll see here.
Yeah.
Dave Reed knowing the signs. So Mish gets his sign. Bernacki at the plate. There goes Muma. The squeeze is on. The bunt's down. The pitcher picks it up, flips to the catcher, and Muma is out at the plate.
You know what happened there? Muma fell down.
He kind of slipped coming down the third base line.
Taking off. It was a beautiful bunt. Should have scored a run, but Brad taking off just did not get a jump there, and slipped as he was taking off, and therefore, you know, Mish is pretty quick hit at him on the mound and made the play at the plate. But boy, I should have scored a run. And, you know, that bunt was only about 4 or 5 feet out in front of the plate, but you know, a run should have scored.
Mish got off the mound real well to get that, because the catcher had to stay at the plate to make the tag. Nice little flip, good tag, and they got Brad.
Yeah, that was a good play by Merrillville. Good call by Scotty.
So Rob Schellinger steps in 0 for 2 officially today, grounded to second, walked, and then grounded to short. Schellinger takes the strikes. I'm watching down there to see if Bernacchi's going, but he had a good lead, didn't go. 1 strike to Robbie. So Scotty F tries to squeeze. Everything worked except the guy being safe.
Yeah.
So Mish from the stretch, checks Bernacchi, fires to the plate. Schellinger hits a little number foul down toward his dad in the first base coach's box, and the count goes to 0-2. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Slicers. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Merrillville. 2 outs, runner on first. So Rob Schellinger getting ready for the 0-2 pitch. Bernacchi down on first base. Mish to the belt, winds and fires. 0-2 pitch outside. Count goes to 1-2. That's that kind of semi-pitch out pitch.
Yeah, I think that was the pitch out. Yeah.
Francis was looking down to first base, but Bernacchi hadn't strayed too far. 1-2 pitch now for Schellinger. Everybody sets as the shadows starting to come across the infield a little bit in between the mound and home plate. Bernacchi going, ball gets away from the catcher. Brandon's going to go around second, going to round. He's going to keep on coming. Here comes the throw to third. Brandon's going to go down. Out. And he's going to be out at third. So the Slicers get a runner thrown out at the plate and a runner thrown out at third. And that'll end the bus. So it's not going to be easy. It'll be Matt Aubin, Eric Zetas, and David Everett. Aubin, the cleanup man, grounded to Riley at third, hit into a double play, 6-4-3 back into fourth, so he's 0 for 2. Steve Butisti winds and fires, breaking ball across for strike 1. So the Slicers trying to make 2 runs. They picked up back in the 4th inning without the benefit of a hit. Stand up. Wind in the pitch, fouled back, count goes to 0-2. Kind of a strange inning for Laporte last inning. Get a triple, get a well-executed suicide squeeze, but Muma slips a little bit coming off and gets thrown out at the plate, and then you get a wild pitch and a stolen base, and the guy guns you at third as you try to pick up 2. 0-2 pitch, hit in the air, foul right side, but it's going to get out of play, and the count will stay at 0-2. Butisti's retired the last 7 Pirates he's faced.
Steve's pitched well when he's had to.
He's gotten himself out of some jams. Got himself into that one jam with a few walks. He's walked 3 today, 2 in that 1 inning. But a couple of double plays and a couple of nice fielding plays otherwise. Cut-off play from Bernacchi to Schellinger to Riley stands out. As Aubin steps out from the 0-2 pitch. Now he gets back in and we're ready to go. Butisti winds and fires. Breaking ball outside, count goes to 1-2.
That's just kind of a swing at me pitch. I don't think he really had a intention to get that baby over.
Fish weren't biting.
Right, fish weren't biting. I love to hear those guys call a game.
1-2, hard ground ball. Riley, nice pickup, going to his left. Gathers himself, fires to first, and another nice defensive play for the Slicers as Ian Riley throws out Matt Aubin for the first out here in the 7th.
See, Ian Riley, the Slicers, we never believe in that philosophy of guarding the line in the latter parts of the game, you know. Look how far he plays off the line, and he's able to make that play. Otherwise, it's an easy base hit. Taking away the hole, where normally a kid will hit in high school, is exactly what he did right there.
There's got to be 10 hits in the hole to 1 down the third base line. So Zetas steps in, takes a strike, on the inside corner for strike 1. And with the 2-run lead, too. You just want to keep that guy off base. Doesn't really make much difference where he gets to, the first runner. So 1 strike to Zetas. Breaking ball, hit in the air right side. Ribicki going back, Muma coming in. Ribicki going to call it. Ribicki going to make the catch. And that's 2 outs here as the Pirates are down to their last bullet in David Everett, the DH. Everett doubled to left center field. but got gunned down at third on that nice play we were talking about, trying to make it a triple. And then he struck out back into fourth. So Everett, tall, rangy left-handed hitter, is the last man between Butisty and a shutout here. Butisty 6-0, going for his 7th straight win. Steve winds and fires. Everett takes a ball down low. So 2-0 Laporte, 2 outs here. Top of the 7th inning. Slicers looking for their 21st win against 3 losses. Butisty winds and fires. Fastball. Count goes to 1-1.
Come on, David.
Well, this will be a nice, feather. You don't win the conference, but you end up the year beating all the teams that have beaten you.
Little roller right side. Wilkinson picks it up. Going to have to flip it over to Butisty. Gets the job done. And the Slicers are going to come away a 2-0 winner over the Merrillville Pirates here in the last Duneland Conference game of the year. It's time now for Laporte.
Are we having hot dogs too?